Greetings, this is the evening news on my Media Prime presented by Gienda Peldrin Blanche King. Thanks for being a part of today's edition of the news. Some individuals have been arrested in Yaoundé following recent investigations that prove their connection to cases of child trafficking. According to the lead trafficker, they operate a business online with clients from in and out of the country willing to pay over 1 million francs CFA for a baby. Details in the following report.
This is a case of child trafficking recorded recently in Yaoundé, central region of the country. The trafficker in question was apprehended by forces of law and order after his most recent transaction with a young lady who recently gave birth. He explains that he operates his child trafficking business online with clients out of the country willing to offer over 1 million francs CFA for a baby.
C'est une agence de mère porteuse que j'avais en ligne et j'ai été contacté par une femme du Congo. Je causais sur WhatsApp avec elle et son mari. Voilà. Et quand on a parlé du processus de mère porteuse, suite à cette causerie, elle me demande est-ce qu'il n'y a pas une possibilité d'adopter. Je lui ai dit oui, il y a des filles qui viennent souvent vers nous étant enceintes. Elle était arrivée au Cameroun par Douala. Ça fait déjà plus de 3 semaines. Le premier cas c'est 1,5 million, le deuxième cas c'est toujours 1,5 million. Et l'autre c'est une dame qui n'est pas au Cameroun. Elle doit venir. C'était 2 millions, elle a avancé 500 000, elle devait venir donner 1 million.
The timely intervention of Gendarmerie Squad of Yaoundé 3 in Mimboman abruptly stopped the transaction and gave way for investigations that led to the arrest of the lead trafficker and accomplices.
11 janvier, aux environs de 19h, nous avons reçu un appel de détresse d'un citoyen qui signalait la disparition de sa belle-fille qui venait d'accoucher dans un centre de santé à Hawaï. Cette fille donc était portée disparue avec un nourrisson de 3 jours. Nous avons trouvé sur ce site 4 nourrissons et une berceuse qui avait été recrutée par le promoteur. Il faut dire que dans la foulée de l'opération, nous avons pu interpeller le promoteur, proprement dit, 2 vendeuses d'enfants et 2 acheteuses, ainsi que la berceuse qui avait été, n'est-ce pas, recrutée. Les 4 nourrissons, dont les âges oscillaient entre 1 jour et 6 mois, ont été mis à disposition de la Fondation Chantal Bia.
Child trafficking has been on a steady rise in the country despite efforts from government and non-governmental organizations to step up the fight against trafficking. Authorities and security officials are, however, calling for vigilance and collaboration from all individuals so that perpetrators can be arrested and punished accordingly.
Transport Minister Ernest Masena Galebebehe has lauded the efforts of the management and the staff of Pressprint for their competence and professionalism in the production of driver's license. Transport Minister made this remark during a working visit to Pressprint headquarters in Limbe as he evaluated the level of projects ahead of the upcoming Chan 2021 with Pressprint as one of the major partners in the transport sector. Kumon with details in the following report.
The Minister of Transport, Ernest Galebebehe Masena, has congratulated the management of Pressprint for putting in place a system that adequately minimizes fraud in the production and securitization of driver's licenses. The minister was speaking recently while on a working visit to Limbe to ascertain the level of preparedness of projects under his ministry ahead of Chan 2021. With Pressprint being a key partner to the Ministry of Transport in the production of driver's licenses nationwide, Minister Ernest Galebebehe thought it necessary to see for himself the structures of Pressprint and to have a working session with the team that is in charge of producing driver's licenses nationwide. The minister was taken on a guided tour to the various production units while explaining to him the various processes involved in the production of driver's licenses. The general manager of Pressprint, Dr. Henry, reassured the minister that Pressprint is doing everything possible to guarantee not only the production of driver's licenses, but to ensure its security as well.
Pressprint is the only company that produces driver's licenses. Our licenses are verifiable. Our licenses have key features that you will not find in any license in Cameroon, in the world over. We, as I said, we are focus on not just production but the security in partnership with the Ministry of Transport.
As a means to combat fraud in the transport sector and the driver's license in particular, the government decided to privatize the driver's license sector to press print in 2006. Since then, the issue of fraud in the process of acquiring a driver's license have reduced to the barest minimum, if not to zero.
Because as a vital part with the Ministry of Transport, our support to the gains that are coming will be in the transport sector. Through the Ministry of Transport, we have also put in our own important role towards the success of China.
Apart from the production of driver's licenses, Press Print is involved in the production of books for publishers and schools, production of magazines, flyers, office stationaries, just to mention but these few. Press Print has also expanded its activities with the introduction of a screen printing and digital printing unit where they print fabrics, t-shirts, pens, cups, banners, cards and badges. The general manager equally used this occasion to call on the public to know that Press Print is a company for everyone with affordable services. He added that the management of Press Print has a vision to make Press Print a mega house in printing in the sub-Saharan Africa by 2025.
Personnel of the Bamenda Regional Hospital have declared the year 2021 as a year of providing holistic health care with love. This was during the traditional communal service held on Wednesday, January 13, that was yesterday, 2021, at the hospital premises. Eileen Sama reports.
2021, our year of providing holistic care with love, is the theme chosen to guide the personnel of the Bamenda Regional Hospital Northwest Region as they carry on with their distinctive duties in the course of the new year. The theme, drawn from Luke chapter 10 verses 34, was unveiled on Wednesday during the traditional ecumenical service of the hospital, during which Pastor Ngong Dennis appealed to the staff of the hospital to embrace providing holistic health care with love to all. Drawing inspiration from the book of Luke chapter 10 verses 25 to 37, the day's meditation centered on the parable of the Good Samaritan. The personnel at the Bamenda Regional Hospital were enjoined to work as Good Samaritans by Reverend Tita Cletus, who added that health officers are closest to heaven because they meet with Christ every day in diverse sicknesses and diseases borne by their clients. Focus at the service was on three major prayer points: job harmony and satisfaction by Reverend Tita Cletus, family and relationship by Pastor Ngong Dennis, and peace by Reverend Dr. Davidson Angwe as the region battles with the Anglophone crisis.
But yet still unsure whether we are doing them in your likeness. But even in the midst of that, oh Heavenly Father, we know you were not absent. You were right in our midst. So you accompany us all along the way till the end of the year 2020. And graciously and lovingly, as a people of promise that you made with a special purpose, you ushered us to this year 2021.
The event, which was held in the conference hall of the Regional Hospital of Bamenda, was characterized by the strict respect of the COVID-19 barrier measures and ended with a benediction.
The garrison of Limbe at the Naval base in particular have successfully sent forth one of their senior military officers, Commander Wana Gilbert, who went on retirement on December 31, 2020. A ceremony was organized at the Limbe Naval base in his honor. Kumonore completes the story.
The Naval base family in Limbe has officially sent off Commandant Wamba Jibe, one of their senior military officers who attained retirement age on the 31st of December 2020. This brilliant Navy commander joined the military some 38 years ago and has grown to various ranks of responsibility until his retirement as a Navy commander after serving the Navy for 38 years, 10 months and 18 days. He was transferred to the Limbe Naval Base in 2009. Since then, he has occupied the position of sub-officer in charge of security in the garrison, assistant officer in charge of technical groupings, as well as a very good instructor who excels in the domain of immunization of ammunition. He would be remembered by the Navy family for his contribution in the Bakassi conflict, his participation in the Joint Commission in Lake Chad Basin, the crisis in the Northwest and the Southwest region, just to mention but these few. His fidelity and honor to the state permitted him to be decorated with the Public Force Medal, Medal of Merit of Cameroon Officer, National Force Medal, National Order of Merit, just to mention but these few. Addressing senior military officers, and non-commissioned officers, the commander of the Limbe Naval Base, Colonel Menge Marcel, regretted the fact that the Naval Base family will miss Commander Wamba Gilbert, whom he described as a library and monument in the Cameroonian Navy. He reminded Commander Wamba Gilbert to always keep his telephone open to receive calls, as retirement is not a sanction but a merit.
Le commandant Wamba est un militaire complet. Quand je dis complet, parce que il a servi comme homme de rang et il a exécuté avec brio toutes les missions qui lui ont été confiées par la hiérarchie.
Commander Wamba Gilbert was given the opportunity to inspect the Guard of Honor and to command the Naval Base troops for his very last time. The commander of the Naval Base, alongside his close collaborators, personally handed over to Commander Wamba Gilbert send-off gifts, including a consignment of COVID-19 safety kits to remind him stay safe during this period of the coronavirus pandemic.
Gladys Bomotongina compiled news updates in Africa in the French language.
Les attaques perpétrées par les rebelles se multiplient en République centrafricaine. Hier encore, à quelques mètres du centre de la capitale, des brigades de l'armée ont été attaquées simultanément. Une situation ayant coûté la vie à un casque bleu et à au moins 10 assaillants. Tout ceci a poussé le gouvernement de ce pays à avancer l'heure du couvre-feu à 17h et à évoquer des opérations de ratissage et des hélicoptères qui seront dorénavant engagés contre les rebelles dissimulés dans les collines. La peur est donc le quotidien des populations de certains quartiers proches de la capitale qui sont toutes en train de vouloir fuir la région. Les forces de l'ordre centrafricaines, les paramilitaires russes et les casques bleus ont quant à elles renforcé les mesures de sécurité pour plus de protection des populations. Parlons à présent de la transition du pouvoir au Mali. La CEDEAO appelle au respect des délais qui n'excédera pas 18 mois comme décidé mardi dernier par une mission de haut niveau de la communauté économique et monétaire des États de l'Afrique de l'Ouest à Bamako. Sous cette pression, les responsables de la période post-Keïta se sont engagés à rendre sous cette échéance le pouvoir à des dirigeants civils issus d'élections et ont mis en place des organes de transition. Il faut préciser que tout ceci se décide bien que la CEDEAO est inquiet au sujet des récentes accusations de tentatives de déstabilisation ou coup d'État mettant en cause plusieurs personnalités. Ils ont insisté pour que les personnes n'ayant rien à voir avec cette rumeur, soit libéré et que le Conseil national du salut du peuple, qui avait été formé par les putschistes, soit formellement dissous. Pour eux, le processus de transition devra déboucher sur des élections crédibles et transparentes. Concluons cette actualité africaine avec la page coronavirus, où l'Union africaine, comme annoncé dans un communiqué du président sud-africain, aurait obtenu 270 millions de vaccins contre le Covid-19 pour le continent africain. Il précise que les accords pour venir en aide aux pays africains pour le financement de l'achat de ces vaccins ont été conclus avec la Banque panafricaniste, Africa Export-Import Bank et la Banque mondiale. Il faut préciser que les vaccins, dont au moins 50 millions seront rendus disponibles entre avril et juin, seront fournis par les laboratoires Pfizer, BioNTech, donc la production sera faite en Inde, mais aussi par Johnson & Johnson.
Still out of the country, Ugandans took to the polls earlier today to cast ballot in for presidential and parliamentary elections under tight security and internet blackout. Vote counting has started in some polling stations in the capital, Kampala. Fonquinta tells us more.
Ugandans have cast ballots in the third presidential election pitting long-time President Yoweri Museveni against opposition frontrunner Bobi Wine, a pop star turned opposition leader. The run-up to today's vote was plagued by the worst political violence in years, with more than 50 people killed by security forces amid crackdowns on opposition rallies, as well as reported intimidation and arrest of opposition figures. Polling stations opened today at 7 a.m. local time and are expected to close at 4 p.m., although the country's election commission said all registered voters who will be in queue by closing time will be allowed to cast their ballots. Prior to today's elections in Uganda, internet access had been cut off, ordered by government, and according to President Yoweri Museveni, the decision was because Facebook had banned several accounts which backed his ruling party, though opposition candidate Bobi Wine said the internet shutdown was part of a plot to rig the elections. More than 18 million people registered to take part in the polls, with a candidate expected to win more than 50% to avoid a run-off vote, and count will begin when polls close at 4 p.m. and results expected within 48 hours. Museveni, who has been in power since 1986, is seeking a sixth term against a stiff challenge from Bobi Wine, whose popularity among a youthful population has rattled the 76-year-old former rebel leader and 9 other challengers. Diplomatic missions have, however, cast doubt over the electoral process, citing the arrest of opposition members during a campaign marred by violence and freedom of expression.
In sports, the faces of the intermediary Lions have been revealed by head coach Martin Tungumpile, and 3 goalkeepers and 8 defenders have been shortlisted for games in the upcoming CHAN 2021. Details with Nora Kakebi.
Cameroon's head coach Martin Tungumpile has finally revealed the faces of the Cameroonian squad to represent the country in the CHAN competition due to kick-off on Saturday. Yesterday, the head coach published the list of officials and players of the 2021 CHAN competition, which will be hosted in the country. 8 defenders and 3 goalkeepers have been shortlisted, in which goalkeepers include 22-year-old Dande Jr., in whom Cameroonians have placed their trust and hope. Football lovers of Cameroon trust that the former player with Siwe Sport of Cote d'Ivoire is not going to disappoint.
It's a privilege to host the competition, and I think as from now we're being concentrated. And more concentrated in view of the competitions.
Epane Litize of Stade Renard of Melon is another reliable goalkeeper retained by the Cameroon head coach. Hashu Kiridu is also one amongst the 3 goalkeepers retained. The 27-year-old has been crowned 3 times as best goalkeeper of the Football Championship of Cameroon, winning 1 Cup of Cameroon with Unisport of Bafang. The goalkeeper with PWD Bamenda says his main ambition is to grab the trophy, given that the competition is taking place at home. This, according to him, is an added advantage. Among the defenders is 25-year-old Salomon Banga of Coton Sport of Garoua, who was part of the last African Nations Championship in Morocco in 2018. Serge Andulu, 26 years old, was equally 2017 champions of Cameroon with Coton Sport of Garoua and won the Cup of Cameroon with New Stars of Douala. 26-year-old Pierre Etame Ngombe is a key defender who won the 2017 championship with Edin Sports before winning the 2018 Cup of Cameroon. The other defenders include Carl Junion Dedi, Mburi Basil, Mamadou Hassana, Kenny Steve, and Gabriel Fispenda.
All roads lead to CHAN 2021. Let's join Atape Content for updates in the French language.
À quelques jours de la compétition, les derniers réglages sont de mise. À l'extérieur du stade de Japoma, les agents de propreté s'activent à rendre les encablures du complexe propres et sublimes. Les jardiniers taillent les gazons, tandis que d'autres balayent. À l'intérieur du stade, l'on observe le travail des volontaires.
Maintenant, nous sommes en train d'estampiller, comme on nous a dit, d'enlever des papiers sur les sièges et de nettoyer un peu pour que ça soit plus propre. Parce que c'est le rôle des bénévoles en fait et des volontaires. On a créé des équipes, des petits chefs de groupe. En fait, moi, je suis un chef de groupe et je suis avec mon groupe pour mieux gérer les trucs et tout ça.
Sur la pelouse, tout porte à croire que la fête a commencé. C'est juste les entraînements pour les matchs qui vont se jouer dimanche prochain. Ici à Japoma, le premier match, Libye contre Niger, débute à 17h et les deux Congos jouent à 20h.
La formation du personnel spécifique, bon, le port étendard, ensuite on va engager avec les ramasseurs de balles. Donc, nous sommes là pour finir, pour que la fête soit belle d'ici le 17 à Japoma.
Les billetteries sont ouvertes depuis mardi. Elles n'attendent plus que les acheteurs.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. Thanks for being a part. The news was coordinated by Faith Tata Berigno, produced by Ewane Eli Nolinga. My name is Genda Pelgian Blanche King. Stay tuned to My Media Prime at 7 p.m. You have a special edition of Prime Hour with Kum Lunat and Edith Kawala. Happy viewing. And at 9:30 you have another special edition of Prime Sports. Stay tuned and enjoy programs on My Media Prime. Good night.